everybody, my name is Benjamin Bloom and I have just witnessed my first ever Steel City derby. I've just witnessed Sheffield United 0, Sheffield Wednesday 0 in a very tense, pretty nervy Steel City derby. One big key moment in the first half, but Josh Lukai still probably has a job. I think the thinking before this game was, are Wednesday going to take a pounding and then change their manager? Well, they didn't, and very much like his first game in charge, they clung on for a 0-0. Here is what happened. Sheffield United, their normal 3-5-2 Chris Wilder style formation. Henderson in goal, Basham, Egan, O'Connell, the three centre-backs. Freeman right wing-back, Stevens left wing-back, Norwood and Fleck the deeper of the midfield, with Duffy ahead of them with his dribbling power, Sharp and David McGoldrick up front. Sheffield Wednesday basically tried to match them up, so it was Dawson in goal. They went for three at the back. It was Lees and Thornley was sort of marking with Hector spare, I guess, to try and head stuff away. Baker the right wing back and Fox the left wing back pretty much were just going to be occupied with Stevens and Freeman the whole time. Pelopessi sat in front. Bannon was a little bit ahead of him, and I think Penny was supposed to sit and try and get forward when he could, and it was Fletcher and Reach just off Fletcher, although Fletcher did end up coming short a fair bit to try and receive some direct passes. Game starts. Blades immediately with the territory on three. Goes to Norwood. Everyone thinks he's going to put it in the box. Lovely square pass from him. Finds Fleck 30 yards out. Gets out of his feet. Smashes it goalwards from range. It's going to Dawson's left. He flings out his hand. Good save by Dawson and good start by Sheffield United. Now, on 8 minutes, Sheffield Wednesday break out and get what would probably turn out to be their best chance of the entire game. It's a corner on the left-hand side, so Pelopessi's going to take it. Right-footed, he's going to whip it in. Fox has made the run. Round the back, he gets goal side of his man. They tangle a little bit, but he is in the 6-yard box facing the goal. He cannot, kind of comes to him on the half volley. He cannot control it. Goes high and wide. He has a clear look at the goal there and just couldn't get ahead of his man. That would have put the cat amongst the pigeons after 8 minutes. So the style is very direct. No one's getting their foot on the ball, and then all of a sudden on 13 minutes the ball ends up back with Henderson, and Sheffield Wednesday stand off, and Sheffield United managed to reset. The two centre-backs come back to receive the ball, and for the first time you actually get someone trying to play some football. Norwood drops into that gap and Sheffield United play out, and it's lovely football. They play it all the way down the left, come back inside, it goes out to the right. It's probably 10-15 passes in. This is really good football here. It goes into McGoldrick. They speed it up here. He plays the first time ball through. Duffy is running onto it into the box. He's in a race with Fox. He gets slightly ahead of him. He gets the goal side of Fox, and Fox brings him down, and it is a penalty. So literally the first bit of football in the game, and Sheffield United take Sheffield Wednesday to school and win a penalty. Everything dies down. Up steps David McGoldrick as a short run up. He stares intently over at the ref. The whistle goes. Can only be 3 steps. He's running, slanting in from the left-hand side. Obviously going to take it with his right foot. They will have done their homework on this. He steps up 2-3 steps at the most. Opens up his body, right-footed. Oh dear, slides it along the ground. Dawson goes to the left, makes the save. Wow, what a chance for Sheffield United. What a chance for McGoldrick. It's a poor penalty. Not enough intent in the run-up, not enough power in the shot, not far enough into the corner. Good save by Dawson. What I will say about that penalty as well is it wasn't McGoldrick waiting for the keeper to go. He was completely telegraphed. Not a good penalty. And a really, really big chance, given how Sheffield Wednesday were prepared to play this game without the ball, that goal would have completely changed the kind of narrative of the whole story going forward. And the Blades turn up the heat after this, so I guess they're kind of wound up having missed that chance. Cross goes in to the back post and they can't, I think it's Freeman arriving in there, they can't get that on target. Fleck from distance, then Stevens gets crowded out. It was almost like the penalty was the kickstart of the game for the Blades. They're in charge now, going up to the 20-minute mark. On 21, Fletcher volleys over from the edge of the box. It's a rare attack, not even a half chance, quarter chance there for Fletcher. Lovely play again by the Blades down the left. Hector is in the box. The cross goes in low. He's the last man. He makes the clearance, but it hits Thornley. It could go anywhere and just flies wide for a corner. Corner goes in. Norwood ends up with it on the edge of the area. Right footer, curler. Dawson throws himself across the goal, and I think it hits that post behind the goal that is holding the net up. Duffy in off the left on 29. He goes into the box in the left-hand corner of the box, smacks it across, right-footed. That looked really dangerous. Hector flips his head at it, puts it over. All Sheffield United, but Sheffield Wednesday managed to calm things down now. They managed to slow down the intensity, the kind of anger after that missed penalty, and they have probably their only sort of territory of the game around about the 35-minute mark. 2 or 3 minutes they get up the pitch, force I think a corner and keep possession, but that's really the only respite that their defence got all game. On 43, Norwood corner, Basham heads it well over. We get there half time, so like I say, the first 10 minutes were tense. Literally the first instance of Sheffield United getting their passing going. They win the penalty, but McGoldrick misses the penalty. Golden chance. Look, I'm an Ipswich Town fan, so I'm somewhat of an expert on David McGoldrick. My WhatsApp group with my Ipswich fans was going mad when I looked down. That first half was peak McGoldrick. Couple of brilliant back heels, loads of swag on the ball. Looks like a beautiful player, but also 0 goal, 0 assist, and a missed penalty. We've always said about McGoldrick, he's just that far away from being a sort of Premier League level player. He's got so much of the game together, but just maybe a bit of pace and a bit of end product, and he would have been playing the last 6-7 years of his career in the Premier League. He misses the penalty, and yes, not good from him there. After the penalty, like I said, massively on top, Sheffield United, all of the territory. Norwood had a lovely half. He was dictating the play. McGoldrick played well other than the end product. What I would say, though, is where were the clear chances? Where were the clear chances? Norwood shot from outside the box. Fleck shot from outside the box. Duffy's one, you know, kind of flipped over a few corners. No clear chances. They didn't actually carve them open. The only time they did carve them open, they won a penalty and they missed it. So for all of that territory, if you were being a particularly pugnacious Sheffield Wednesday fan, you'd say, well, where were the clear chances? But come on, they should have gone into half-time with the lead, Sheffield United. In we go to the second half. Pace has dropped a little bit. The Blades were frenetic in the first half. They do swarm. All the players came off. I joked on the aforementioned WhatsApp group, the only player with a position is Egan. Everyone's literally just piling forward, and Egan's kind of stood on his own as the lone red and white shirt in his half, kind of watching everything else go on. McGoldrick, Tristan turns on the edge. It's on his left foot. We know he doesn't have the power there. Straight at Dawson. Lovely flick by Fletcher, puts reach in space 30 yards out. He has form for this. He's scored a few absolute spankers this season, but this one goes well over. Now we're up to about 55 minutes. The pattern has resumed. Sheffield Wednesday going backwards, backwards, backwards. The game is going to be played in their half, but they honestly look like this is how they want it. They don't want to be pulled out and picked off and have a centre-half fly past them or a wing-back fly past them. It genuinely looked like the game plan was to defend the edge of the 18-yard box and kind of invite Sheffield United onto them. So, and the way it panned out. The atmosphere in the ground from 55 sort of picks up, and we go from the Blades fans being behind them to starting to get a little bit desperate, you know, shoot, get it in the box, shoot, all that sort of stuff. 66 comes up, and it's not happening for the Blades. They're not playing through. I'm now looking over to Chris Wilder to see what he's going to do. On 69, Bannon, strangely, Sheffield Wednesday couldn't get out, and about 3 times in 2 minutes, the ball goes to Bannon, the exact guy you'd want it to, for them to get out and for him to find Reach or Fletcher or Colley. Gives it away maybe 3 times in 2 minutes. The 3rd time, he's obviously getting pissed off with himself and dives in and takes a yellow card. 72, I said they were defending the edge of the area. They're getting deeper and deeper, and sort of the back 3 are virtually inside the area for a lot of the time now. The wing backs are right back. The Blades wing backs are so far forward and wide, and it all became a little bit too congested. That almost played into Sheffield Wednesday's favour, I would say. Wilder makes his move. I think possibly, I know he's a very brave manager and far be it for me to criticise him, possibly 5 minutes too late, I think. Clark in for McGoldrick. They go for power over guile, knowing that it had got all, you know, stodged up in the middle there. Clark has got a bit of threat in behind and obviously lots of height and power. Matthias comes in for Penny. Penny had a bit of a thankless task. He was effectively trying to play in 2 different positions. He was trying to play defensive midfield when they didn't have the ball and attacking midfield when they did, and couldn't really get out. Baker takes a yellow. Tackles flying in, stopping a counter-attack on 84. Yellow for Hector for pulling back Clark. But we're up to 88 minutes now, and you can see in this second half that despite possession and territory, I bet if you look at the heat map, it'll all be in the half. I bet if you look at the possession, it'll all be Sheffield United. But where were the chances, I ask you? To quote Roy Hodgson, you can show me all those stats, but show me a stat that tells me how many times they got behind me. I think that was when he was Fulham manager. I remember him saying that, and I suppose it's true of this game. Bit of head tennis on 89, and a actual shot for Sheffield Wednesday here. Matthias, scuffy sort of right foot half volley goes straight through to Henderson. 3 minutes of stoppage time goes up. Sheffield United are going to attack for this 3 minutes like they have been for the rest of the match pretty much. Norwood has got a corner. He whips that one in, right-footed, sharp, makes the clever movement. Everyone else piles in on the goal. He moves back. It's pretty free header, and he heads it wide. What a chance. I say what a chance because Clark has brought the power up front and he wins a free kick. He's being held from a long ball. This is 92 minutes 45 seconds, so you know this is going to be the very last kick of the game. Last time I was at Bramwell Lane, Norwood smashed one against the post from similar sort of range, a bit further to the right, this one, and Clark followed it in for the goal. It was the big chance to be the hero. He gets the direction right, he curls it, and Dawson, maybe at this point does he deserve the clean sheet, gets behind it and catches it. So there you go, 0-0. One team played with the ball, one team played without the ball. One team will consider this 2 points dropped, one team will consider this a very good 1 point gain. Let's talk about Sheffield Wednesday first. Everything I heard about them was they were in turmoil, they were terrible. They lost 4-0 at home to Norwich last week. Considering where they've been, I think 4 defeats on the trot, that's a good performance. They've gone away to their rivals who are known for their very chaotic, attacking, intense football, and they've really, other than the penalty, not conceded that many chances. Look, it was a very defensive performance. The 3 guys at the back were literally just Warnock-style defending, head it, kick it, head it, kick it. The wing-backs were virtually sat on top of them watching Freeman and Stevens the whole game. Pelopessi sat, he's not the greatest technician in the world, so there was no way to play out, but I can see why it was him there, not Bannon, just for the extra physicality. Bannon struggled to get on the ball, spent most of his game defending. Penny tried to get forward, but a bit of a thankless task. Fletcher tried to make it stick, but Fletcher and Reach just didn't get the ball the whole game. This was a defensive show. Sit back, leave no space behind you, and I think they even stopped pressing on about sort of 65 minutes. So you would say, from Josh Lukai's point of view, job done. Are you really going to get fired after a sort of brave rearguard performance? You know, to go away to your rivals and take a point? I don't know that he will be fired. I think he'll still be there after the international break, after that a heavy defeat, and I would be saying something very different. In terms of Sheffield United, look, I'm a fan of Sheffield United. I'm a fan of Chris Wilder. I like the way they play. I like the wing-backs flying forward. I like the spare centre-half on the other side flying forward. Norwood is a lovely player to watch, although I do still contend, I've seen Sheffield United twice now, I do think having Norwood there doesn't best suit Fleck. I mean, Fleck was the man last year when I saw Sheffield United play. Norwood seems to have taken that role, and I don't know whether Fleck's got to grips with being box to box rather than deep line playmaker yet. I love Duffy's dribbling ability. McGoldrick obviously was kind of the key man. He played well in the first half and looked lovely, but didn't have that end product. And obviously the key moment in the game was the missed penalty there. It didn't happen for Sharp. He was quiet, but could have popped up with that header in stoppage time. And he's a finisher there. He needs the service. I was thinking about this, what I was going to say when I was walking back to my car. And I'm kind of stuck between Sheffield United should have won as a statement, but Sheffield United weren't good enough to score today against Sheffield Wednesday. And you can criticise Sheffield Wednesday's tactics all you like and say they didn't want the ball, they sat back. But I would say the caveat to this being a simple, oh, Sheffield United battered them, Sheffield United should have won. Don't think it is quite that simple, because show me the chances created from open play. Other than the penalty, it's everything I've read there, long ranges and set plays. So you could argue that they didn't quite have the quality today to get the goal and really deserve the win. I'm being a bit cantankerous there. I don't quite think it's as simple as Sheffield United battered them and they should have won. Look, if I just reeled off 5 one-on-ones that Sheffield United missed, yes, we could say that. And look, yeah, you're going to say, yeah, Ben, they missed a penalty. So, look, but that penalty was 13 minutes in, and for the rest of the game, they did have the territory in the possession, couldn't break them down. So I'm a bit torn between it being Sheffield United being unlucky and Sheffield United not quite creating enough clear-cut chances against this mass ranks of Sheffield Wednesday defence. Anyway, it's a 0-0, but look, I've still talked 17 minutes. I could talk hours about football anyway, couldn't I? I found it a fascinating one. One team wanted the ball, one team didn't. One team standing on ceremony in position, one team all over the place. I thought it was an interesting tussle. If you're a Sheffield Wednesday fan, where does this leave Josh Lukai? Is it a stay of execution? How do you see it going after the international break? Is this the start of a better run? Who knows? If you're a Blades fan, is it a derby one-off? Are you worried about the lack of chances created? Was it just one of those days, and on another day you win that one 3-0? And what's the expectation now? Is it top 2? Is it top 6? How are you feeling after that one? I really enjoyed being at the game. My first non-Ipswichy, Norwichy local derby. So interesting to watch a local derby and not feel sick for all of it. If you've enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up. If you support either team or you've seen the game on Sky, please give me a comment, because it's a bit of a tough narrative to play out on a 0-0. No winner, obviously, no clear story there. So if you disagree with me, let me know in the comments. Keep it civil. We know what YouTube can be like. We're all adults here. If you enjoyed the content, I do loads of this. I do championship predictions, championship reviews, on and on through the season. So why don't you give me a subscribe? That would be great. Numbers have been doing fabulously recently, and really good community of people on here commenting and giving knowledge on their teams. Remember, I'm an Ipswich fan, not an expert on Blades or Owls at all. Follow me on Twitter at Benjamin Bloom. I will be back tomorrow down south, where hopefully the weather will be a bit better than this. I'm going to be at Reading versus Ipswich for Paul Lambert's second game, so look out for that review. Championship review on Sunday, Blue Monday podcast on Sunday night as well. Loads of content, well worth subscribing. Thank you for watching, and off I go to sit on the M1 for a couple of hours. Bye bye.